Welcome to the Disability Granted channel. This video is a sequel to Acie's tale. That story is about a young social worker who makes a tough decision to qualify a 38-year-old mentally disabled homeless man for SSI disability benefits. In this story, Jay Harvester, a disability examiner, recommends that Acie be referred to CDI for fraud investigation. CDI is the state's Cooperative Disability Investigation unit. It handles charges of defrauding the Social Security Administration. Mr. Harvester submitted his request that she be referred to CDI to his superior, Matt Rojas. It was Matt who would decide whether the young social worker would be investigated for defrauding the Social Security Administration. Mr. Harvester submitted his request by email with attached documentation. Mr. Rojas carefully reviewed the email and the documents, and he was deeply concerned. Rojas reviewed Social Security policies and replied to Mr. Harvester. Jay, I got your email, and it got me pretty heated. It got me real heated. So this social worker defrauded the United States government. And what's her name? Martinez. Yeah, ACELINA MARTINEZ. And you say she needs investigating. You want me to refer her to CDI? Yeah, we can't have bleeding heart social workers cheating the United States of America, can we? Yeah, that's what I say. Now, I got a pen in hand. Let's get this thing going. Tell me, Jay, what is your complaint? Yes, I read your email. You wrote that this social worker, Ms. Martinez, prepared an SSI application for some mentally disabled individual named Sammy Brown. And this social worker, she knew this guy had a gold coin worth more than $2,000. She wanted to get him SSI, so she conveniently omitted to include that bit of information on the guy's application. And what was his name again? Brown. Yeah, Sammy Brown. So this social worker, Ms. Martinez, defrauded the United States government by not reporting the coin in his application. She knew it was a countable resource, right? Yeah. It would have made this Brown guy ineligible for SSI. Am I following? Is that right? Okay. Let me ask you, Jay. I mean, you don't know me very well. Let me ask you. You didn't allege that this Brown character is disabled. He suffers a severe disabling condition, doesn't he? So, disability is not an issue. It's this social worker's coin trick. Is that right? All right. Maybe CDI will investigate Miss Martinez and put her little Fanny in prison. Right. Jay, did you contact Miss Martinez? No, you didn't. So you didn't take her statement. Well, Jay, I did. I called Miss ACELINA MARTINEZ after receiving your email. I asked about Mr. Brown's coin. At first, this Miss Martinez asked, coin? What coin? Like she didn't know nothing about the coin. After I told her I knew Mr. Brown has a gold coin and he had it when she did his application for SSI, she changed her tune. Miss Martinez says she was aware of the coin. She says it was worth about $3,000. And she confessed she didn't report the coin. No, she didn't report the coin because Mr. Brown needs SSI assistance. Don't that sound like a social worker? She was told the coin would disqualify Mr. Brown from SSI because it was worth more than SSI's resource limit. Yeah, that's a shame, right? I got Miss Martinez to provide me with a complete written report. I even got her to sign it. So Miss Martinez says Mr. Brown's mama gave him the coin when he was 6 years old. She told him to buy clothes and shoes for his wedding when he grows up. And I don't think he's ever going to grow up. And his mama told him to hold it close to his heart. And ever since, that man has carried the coin on his person in a leather pouch. That night, after his mama gave him the coin, she passed away. And Miss Martinez says he has no father, no brothers, no sisters. I know, she sounds like a social worker. Don't it break your heart? Miss Martinez says she thinks his mama's passing broke the Brown man, this Brown character. She says that he hasn't advanced mentally afterwards, and Mr. Brown still has the mind of a 6-year-old. But this ain't about his being disabled. This is about Miss Martinez, right? And Miss Martinez says, she says the coin's value was $543 when his mama gave it to him in 1989. Yeah, she checked. It didn't exceed SSI resource limits at the time, and the resource limits in 1989 was $2,000. And Jay, you're right. This coin, it's a resource. Mr. Brown can convert it for money to buy food and shelter. No doubt about it. It's a resource. And you're correct, the current resource limits are still $2,000. They ain't been adjusted for cost of living increases since 1989. That's when this coin wasn't worth more than $2,000. Yeah? Yeah, you know. Now, Jay, let me ask you something. Now, you don't know me very well. Let me ask you something. This Martinez gal is a young social worker. And you know how them social workers are. And she followed her heart like them social workers tend to do. And she admitted what she did and what she didn't do in this case, and she confessed. Do you still want her referred to CDI for investigation? You do. Well, that concerns me, Jay. That really concerns me. Miss Martinez followed her heart, Jay, and guess what? She was right. Yeah, she was right, and it appears that she was right as a matter of law. And you and the others, you were all wrong. Now, let's see what the law says. Since April 2005, the Code of Federal Regulations made clear that we do not count personal effects as resources if they are items of personal property ordinarily worn or carried by the individual or otherwise have an intimate relation to the individual. And our own operating manual tells us personal effects are items of personal property ordinarily worn or carried by the individual or items that have an intimate relation to the individual. Jay, to me, that sounds like Mr. Brown's gold coin is an excluded personal effect. It is not a countable resource. It doesn't count against SSI's resource limits. Ms. Martinez didn't omit a countable resource when she did Mr. Brown's application. There's no fraud to be investigated. And she will not be referred to CDI for criminal investigation. And that is my final decision. This matter is concluded. You know something, Jay? Jay, you know what concerns me most about this case? You know what concerns me most about this case is what would have happened if not for Miss Martinez. You would have denied Mr. Brown SSI assistance because of that coin. You're willing to label Mr. Brown's coin as a countable resource. You would have left a mentally disabled man without assistance from SSI living in the woods by Walmart. No, I'm not upset with you, Jay. Ours is a tough job, but we've got to remember that SSI wasn't invented to protect the public purse. We're here to help people. That's our purpose. Trust your heart, Jay, and follow your training, and you'll do fine. And that's the end of Acie's tale. Or is it? Thank you for watching the Disability Granted channel. If you find that this channel, this video, are entertaining, helpful, that they would benefit others, please share, like, and subscribe so that they can watch it. Thank you again, and good luck.